I love when people buy the course and like just dive in and just like really get after it and just put everything into action.
She's looking to sell it. She's not really looking to manage it anymore.
Just catch them at the right time, and like so many of them are open to having conversations about selling.
This is the other one that I'm looking to, I put an offer for.
You know, in their own way, they pull a different report. So I like to run my
Had any, yeah, just wondered if you had any people in your network or who've taken your course before from Canada.
Yeah, I have a couple of people in Canada that have taken it. I haven't worked with anybody one on one in the mentorship that have taken it, but I've had probably I don't know, call it 30 people
Oh,
buy
really?
up in Canada. Yeah, and I've had it's probably two people that have reached out and were in like similar positions as you. Had them under contract, and then I didn't hear back from them, so I assume they closed. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
same fundamentals.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
is it like different provinces that they've connected with you from, or
I remember one of them was up in Calgary.
okay, that's where I'm like around. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember where the other one was from, possibly Vancouver or area.
yeah, yeah. I just
Yeah,
moved from there in August. Yeah, just moved out here.
nice. Is
Yeah.
that where you're from?
I've been all over. Like I grew up in Toronto, and I actually like I immigrated from the Philippines, but I have a ton of cousins and relatives throughout the states. So I've in and out of the states every year, so it's like second home as well. So and we live close to the border, like by Seattle.
Right.
When I was in BC, so it'd be there every other week. So it's just pretty
Yeah.
much feels like I think it was funny because Trump proposed to Trudeau that we should be the 51st state or something like that. That's,
Oh, that's great. That's funny,
uh,
man. Well,
yeah,
yeah, I would love to hear, you're kind of just talking about like your process and going through the course for like 2 weeks
totally.
and
Yeah,
just hearing like where you're at.
yeah. To be honest, like laundromats weren't on my radar at all. Um, like similar to your story, I've kind of been more into like the real estate side, like doing short-term rentals and just doing my thing with work, and then came to Alberta like in August and started working. And I have three kids under three. I had my kids later on, and I guess I was just like, no, this full time work thing is not doing it for me my
Yeah.
with my kids and other things I want to do. And then I've always heard about kind of like the boring businesses having good like passive income potential, like the storage, the RV lots, and you know all that stuff, vending machines. And then laundromats came up on my news feed on social media. I guess the algorithm clicked in when I was um, not really happy with what I'm doing right now, and you came up. So then I watched your video, and I was like, you know what? I just talked to my wife. I'm like, I'm just gonna give this a shot. Just like buy the course, and just to learn more. And while that was going on, I did a search online just for fun, like laundromats for sale around me. And lo and behold, there was one like 15 minutes from where I live for sale. And then like where we live, we're like a small city, small municipality just north of Calgary, maybe like 15
Mhm.
minutes from the Calgary airport. But there's only one laundromat within our city of Airdrie. It's a smaller like city. It's like 80,000, and like Calgary's like I don't know, a couple million. I don't know, but so I was like, oh yeah, there's one here, so I'll just call them while I was taking the course, and the lady was actually keen on wanting to sell. She's like, yeah, I'm retirement age and have a couple of things going on. Don't have time for this, and
Awesome.
so I yeah, so I actually like our house is paid off and all. We don't have any
Mhm.
just probably take money from our equity and
Yeah. By the
pay.
laundromat.
Yeah, the laundromat, the one in Crossfield, which is like 10, 15 minutes north of us, they
Hmm.
are selling the commercial bay. So like they're selling the commercial real estate with all of the machines inside already. And
Heck yeah.
they have a they're underneath a apartment, like their commercial space underneath an apartment that has 48 units without laundry machines. So
Mm.
they've been driving in to Airdrie, which is the other laundromat that interested in. They've been using that one, so we were like, why don't we just buy both if we can do it? Um,
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And you
so
said you were like 2 weeks. This was 2 weeks after you bought the course.
yeah, 2 weeks, two laundromats. Look at that. I don't
A
know.
laundromat per week.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I was like, yeah, super interested, and it was just everything's going fast, and I was like, my telling my wife about it, and she was like, okay. I like had some questions, and my mom's visiting from Ontario, which is return, and she's just like, okay, this is all new. Like, what's going on? You're gonna leave your job? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. Heck
so,
yeah.
so yeah, so I'm actually, yeah, just gonna try it. I mean, I'm gonna see what happens with it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome. That's great, man. I mean, I love when people buy the course and like just dive in and just like really get after it and just put everything into action.
yeah,
Because those are always the people that I talk to that have the fastest results, or they're not taking like months to go through the course and then over, paralysis by analysis, just overthinking everything. So,
yeah.
yeah, how do you feel about like the price point, the revenue that it's making, the current condition?
Yeah, so the like I'm gonna talk more with the lady who owns the one in Airdrie who's retiring next week, and she said that she's wants to sell hers for 160. I don't know like places of comparison yet, but she's like, yeah, I want to sell mine for around like 150, 160, and like she's leasing the place,
Hmm.
and like she said that she'll like during our meeting next week she'll open her books and kind of talk more. She's
Yeah.
re-renting the place for like 3,000 a month
Okay.
plus I'm not sure what else, but
How,
um
how
and then
many washers? How many dryers?
I could actually send you the I'm gonna send it to you on the chat here.
Yeah.
Energy
Yeah. We can pull it up.
that. Hold on. I'm gonna actually Google them. They don't actually. She even admitted she's like, we don't do good marketing. Like there's it's like an older couple. Is there like an older couple and she's like, if you do marketing on this well, like you could like take it to the moon, yada
Yeah.
yada. So she's like admittedly said that like she has too much to handle right now, and she's just not like she's looking to sell it. She's not really looking to manage it anymore. I'm gonna send you the actual link here. Let me see.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah, I love that demographic too. Like, the baby boomers who are looking to retire. There's so many of them that own laundromats throughout like the US and Canada, and it's just catch them at the right time, and like so many of them are open to having conversations about selling.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
got that one, and then this. I'll send you the other one just real quick here. On
Yeah,
a
this one looks good.
This is the other one that I'm looking. I put an offer for. Yeah, those are the two right now.
Nice.
The other one looks more like the one in Crossfield, the one that's on the Connect for Commerce site. That one is
Yep.
a bit more like I walked in and it looks like a lot more like they've put some TLC into that place a little more.
Yeah, this one looks like it's in like more of a trendy kind of strip mall or mixed use building, a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
Looks
and
like
it's
they're selling some vending.
yeah,
They
like
got seating in there.
the one in Airdrie is actually like in busier area because Crossfield's smaller, but that is like downtown Crossfield. So like Crossfield's like the population is really low. Like in one of your modules, you said that you look for like within, was it a 3 mile radius, like at least 12,000 people.
12,000. Yep.
And I think Crossfield is like pretty small though. Like it's so they have like around like 6,000 people. They're just like 10-15 minutes north of me in Airdrie. Airdrie has like 80,000 people, but
Hmm.
Crossfield, they service, I was looking at like potential corporate clients. Like they have like this like they have a bunch of horses and stuff around here. Like they have like the stables and the, I don't know, like they it looks like on their Facebook page that they
Hmm.
offer services to, or they're advertised to offer services to businesses. So
Nice.
um, but yeah, like you say, the fluff and fold or the wash and fold and the what's that, the pickup drop off. Like I think
Yeah,
if
pickup and delivery. Yeah,
yeah.
so the opportunity for the flip and fold is always a pretty good one. Um, Pickup and delivery can be hit or miss just depending on the market. I think if it's marketed right, it can do really well. I would say, that could work well in like student areas or more affluent areas.
Right.
Pickup and delivery works well. And then the other thing I always recommend is like offsite dry cleaning. So,
Dry cleaning.
so partner with a dry cleaner, get wholesaling pricing from them. And
Okay.
then when you do fluff and fold, you could have those same customers drop off dry cleaning and promote that as well. And you don't have to do it on site, so you don't need any of the equipment. Let's say you work with a dry cleaner mile or a couple miles away, they give you wholesaling pricing, and then you give like market pricing to your customers. So that way they drop off wash, dry, fold. They drop off dry cleaning, flip and fold. Usually they'll typically be able to pick up the next day. The dry cleaning might take a couple more days.
And like, how do you um like, I'm all new to this. Like, how do you like would how do you determine your prices like with like with your like laundry businesses, like like you said in Houston it's a bit more expensive. Like I just watched that
Yeah.
deal there, and then other places like let's say for a Crossfield, a 6,000 population town,
Yeah.
um like where do you draw the where do you grab the benchmarks for those?
Yeah. Yeah. So I always look to see what the market's already offering. So if you're already, when you talk to those owners, um, ask them why they're charging what they charge, and then look to see, if there's competitor laundromats in the area, just look to see what they're charging. You could go on their website or you could call them. And if you call them, you could ask them about flip and fold prices. So how much to drop off for a pound or,
Yeah.
a comforter, different items. And basically that'll kind of set the tone for what the market could charge. A lot of old laundromats are undercharging.
Hmm.
That last one that you sent me is pretty modernized and it looks like it's in a nice area. So a
Yeah.
place like that, you want to make sure you're charging market rates and not undercharging. That's a big mistake a lot of people make is to say, well, if I undercharge, more customers are going to come here, and that's not necessarily true. You have a great store, it's well lit, it's safe, all the machines are running, you could charge market prices
Hmm.
and people are going to love coming to your location. So if that means they're paying an extra 50 cents to a dollar per wash, they're fine doing that as long as they have like a comfortable place to come to.
So like the thing that's interesting about this situation is like Crossfield, that's their only laundromat, and then the one in Airdrie, that's their only laundromat, but they're 15 minutes apart. So like I guess I could compare
Okay.
the two prices. I don't know.
Compare the two prices and then look for laundromats in towns like those around Canada.
Okay.
Because, I don't know what the pricing specifically is in Canada
Okay.
and see what people are charging. And
Yeah.
that'll give you a good idea. Like if you could find towns with similar population size and density, then you'll
Okay,
start seeing like a trending kind of rate that people are
sounds
charging.
sounds good. Yeah, because after Crossville, there's like another little town like 20, 30 minutes north, and then that one has a laundromat, I think. So
Yeah,
maybe I'll check that out. Because Calgary, it probably is a lot more expensive. Like as a city, it's more of a yeah, it is a city. So
yeah,
uh,
yeah. That'll be way more expensive. You know, that's like my laundromats right now are in Georgia, and I got the one in Michigan I'm building, but those prices are going to be cheaper than if I bought one in Chicago or New York, where your rent's going to be a lot higher. Um, so I mean, you know, city pricing is a lot higher than rural areas, so you can
right,
charge those prices because it makes sense and people are going to expect that.
right. Okay. Um, awesome. You mentioned a Canadian, like an association for laundromats, and I was looking at, like, I was wondering if there's one in Canada that you were aware of, or is it like a broad North American
Yeah, the
association?
Coin Laundry Association, I'm almost positive they cover all of North America.
Okay,
And I mean, they're huge. So it's a great, I don't join them every year. Like I joined it for like the first year and a half I was in the industry. I might actually join again because I'm about to build one out and I want to connect with more people that have built new laundromats.
okay,
Um, but all types of great info in there, like forums on marketing and like what people have done to get like, you know, different, more walk-in customers. You know, like some people will put like those big, like hot air balloon looking things on top of the laundromat if the city allows it. And
mm,
let's say if they're in like a spot where it's kind of hidden off the road, that'll draw a lot of traffic and attention, so people know the laundromat's there. Um, you know, other people will say put up neon signs so that way at night, you know, you have a neon sign that somebody can easily read that says like coin laundry or something like that
mhm.
in the window. So you just get little tips like that, and then you can connect with thousands of laundromat owners. Um, and just kind of see what they're doing. And you might have some, you know, up in Canada that are having
Yeah.
like successful marketing campaigns or you know, things like that. You can even talk to them about pricing.
What's your what's your kind of gauge for when it's a good time to like I was looking at the machines, they look a little bit older, and you talked about like partnering with distributors. There's one that I
Hmm.
saw here, like Alberta Laundry Systems. They do like marketing, interior design, and all that for free, and there's some
Nice.
financing with them as well. They say
Hmm.
that, like they have some sort of financing program. Like, what's your experience? You probably talk about this more later in the course. I'm just because I life
Yeah.
is going so fast, and I'm like here and trying to catch up with where things are at.
Yeah.
What's been your experience like with that? Like, has that been like hugely beneficial, or is that something that you feel like okay, you could take a little part of that and not this, or I don't know if your
Yeah.
experience.
I mean, I have a whole module that'll get into machine
Okay.
distributors. I mean, they're they're great resources. Because a lot of those people that are selling machines, they've been doing it for like 20 plus years.
Right.
Some I've even talked to own laundromats and then they bought a machine distributor and you know now they're doing both. So they're just a wealth of knowledge. Um, I always like to talk to them once I have a laundromat under contract and I'm in that due diligence phase. I'll have them go look at it.
Oh, okay.
I'll usually have them kind of diagnose machines. So just look at machines. Usually the owner's going to be fine with it. Give me an idea of how much life is left on them, if there's any machines that look better than others, or you know,
Okay.
maybe one they've been pulling parts from, so it needs to be replaced. And then if it's an older store, say, okay, like if I do revamp the store, put new machines in, one, can you give me a quote for new machines? Two, can you give me a layout? Like, is this the best layout, or can we fit more machines in here? and is it worth it based on like the population density? And then the other thing I ask them is to provide a revenue projection.
Okay.
And, that projection is a formula. I cover that in the market research module as well. They
Mhm.
use something similar in their own, in their own way. Maybe they pull a different report. So I like to run my own research and then compare it to what they run. And if they match up pretty precisely, then I know it's either worth it to put new machines in or just keep the current ones and then just pay for maintenance monthly to keep them all running.
Monthly maintenance. Okay. And they would be taking care of that too, probably, right? The distributors.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, they could send a tech out there, um, and fix machines for you if there's a couple that go down every month.
Okay. So you just learned all this on the fly, like from the like seat of your pants as you're going through it, like what's going on there?
Yeah, man, it took me a while. There wasn't a whole lot of information out there when I started. So, I mean, there was one podcast that was out there. There wasn't much other than that. So, I kind of just like researched for a month or two, and then dove in. Started talking to laundromat owners, joined the CLA, and then just, kind of pieced it all together and then learned as I went on. And then, one of the first things I learned was there's so many old school operators in
Right.
this industry still, which is great because I think it's a huge opportunity to go and buy them.
Right.
But they have this like scarcity mindset where they don't want to share too much information with anybody or tell them what's working well. Because it's kind of like, oh, this is, my baby, my business, and I don't want other people to know what I'm doing with it because they might go out and like be a direct competitor.
Right. Right.
Um, so yeah, it was just kind of like talking to all those people and machine distributors and then just figuring it out and,
Hmm.
building my own process. And then once I did it once, it's like, all right, here's what I did the first time. I'm going to do it a second time. What can I do better? What worked good the first time? And then, what were some of the mistakes I wanted to avoid?
Um, I appreciate your time, by the way. I know we were going a little over, but
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you like, what's your general timeline from going from operating to passive? Like when you set up to like from purchasing to passive.
Yeah. About 6 months.
6 months.
Um, 6 months will be those first 6 months. I would say the first 3 months, you're really understanding like the ecosystem of the laundromat and how it runs. If there's employees, you're getting to know them and like, their personalities. If you need to let anybody go, like you really start understanding like how it's operating, what's being run well and what's not, and what needs to be fixed. And all that can pretty much be done within the first 6 months. And then setting your systems up, if there's an employee there, making sure they're trustworthy and, having them even start like coin collecting and doing deposits for you. So within that first 6 months, you could do that on your own. Then okay, here's what my weekly deposits look like. They fluctuate by this much, every week. Now I'm going to have my employee do that. So I know how much is going to be deposited. So I don't have to worry about anybody trying to steal, money because I know how much it's bringing in every week. And if you have somebody trustworthy, like you won't have to worry about that anyways.
Yeah.
Um, but
I'm
yeah,
starting.
that first 6 months.
Awesome. I'm starting from like no, the primary operator because there's no employees for each. Like it's just like small. Both of them are like just like one is a couple and one is just
Yeah.
so outright. So I'm okay. So yeah, I get questions like how are you gonna take vacation and all this stuff, but it'll happen.
You'll be able to, man.
Yeah.
And don't, some of the old school operators are going to tell you it's a full-time job. It's not, as long as you set it up right. Some of those operators, they're fixing machines, they're cleaning, they're doing everything that could be outsourced and some of it cheaply, like so cheap to get a cleaner every week.
Hmm.
And they're just burnt out from doing all of it. And it doesn't need to be operated that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
So,
Awesome. Yeah, I think
yeah,
those are
man.
all the questions I had from the jump. And but
Awesome.
yeah, I appreciate you taking the call, and it's nice to finally connect with you. I see you on the screen all the time. So
Yeah, likewise, man. I appreciate it. I would love, would you mind if I share this with the Facebook group?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, because
go
I would
for it.
love to show like one, the Canadian students that are in there, because I always have people asking me if they could apply this in Canada, and then,
Yeah,
just to show, just get people excited and keep them motivated.
100%, man. Yeah,
Awesome. Well,
awesome.
yeah, man, keep letting me know about your progress and go get
All right.
those laundromats closed.
Okay, will do. I'll let you know how it goes.
All right. Thanks, Rainier.
All right, Tom. Thanks.
Talk soon.
Bye. Talk
Bye.
to you soon. Bye.